Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into a really fascinating story. It's about organizational change, but seen through, well, the lens of a lighthouse keeper, Elias at Innovate Point.
Right. And Elias inherited this legacy, a family creed almost, something like the lens must be clean, the lamp bright, the rotation true. Absolute perfection in execution.
Total precision, doing everything right. But there's a twist, isn't there?
A huge one. The world moved on. Ships started using digital navigation, satellites. They simply didn't need Elias's perfect beam anymore.
So all that effort, that flawless work, it wasn't connecting.
Exactly. And that disconnect, that chasm between perfect old actions and strategies and, well, almost zero outcomes. That's what we call the performance gap. It's this deep ache of working incredibly hard but becoming irrelevant.
It wasn't an operational failure then, it was a strategic obsolescence. Working hard, but maybe not smart for the current reality.
Precisely. And the crisis point wasn't a storm, like you might expect. It was what the source calls a silent digital tempest.
Digital tempest, tell me more.
Well, an algorithm somewhere far away made a mistake. It routed a huge automated freighter way too close to the reefs.
Oh, no.
And Elias's light. Perfectly bright, perfectly useless. The ship hit the rocks anyway. The lighthouse became this public symbol of failure.
Wow, that's devastating. When your best just isn't good enough anymore and everyone sees it, how did the team even react to that?
Well, defensively, which is, human, they fell into something called the shifting the burden archetype, a classic trap.
Shifting the burden.
Meaning they focused on the symptom. They thought, if only our light had been brighter, or maybe we missed a calibration. They started polishing the brass even harder, basically.
Yeah.
Doubling down on the old fix.
Instead of looking at the real problem, the fact that ships weren't looking at the light.
Exactly. So you get burnout, blame, frustration. Because the fundamental issue, the shift to digital, wasn't being addressed at all.
That feels so familiar, that instinct to just work harder at the old thing when the foundation's cracked. So their core mistake was irrelevance, not effort. How did they finally, break free?
It took a moment of real reflection and inquiry. Elias, apparently quite defeated, went digging in the archives, and he found something unexpected. His great-grandmother's old sea chest.
Not another lighthouse manual, I hope.
No, not at all. It was filled with these incredible hand-drawn charts, detailed maps of deep ocean currents, tides, things you can't see on the surface. It offered, as the material puts it, a different way of seeing the sea.
Ah, so that was the catalyst. It forced them to question their own view of the world, their mental models.
Precisely. They realized their entire universe revolved around the lamp, the lens, the rotation. That was their world model.
And they started asking a different question.
Yes. Critically, they moved from, are we doing things right, which they clearly were, to are we doing the right things? Big difference.
Realizing they were optimizing for a game that was already over.
Right. And this deeper reflection led them back, quite literally, to the foundation. They found the original charter for the lighthouse, carved in the stone.
And it didn't say...
It didn't say keep the lamp bright. It said ensure safe passage for all upon the sea. A much broader mandate.
Wow. So their identity wasn't lamp keepers.
No. Their true identity was guardians. Guardians of safe passage. The light was just one tool, one strategy for achieving that. That's transformational inquiry.
Okay, so if they're guardians, not just late keepers, what does that look like now in our digital age? How did Innovate Point actually change?
They transformed from a single static point of light to what the source calls a living network. They had to pivot how they function.
A living network, using the tower differently.
Exactly. They leveraged their location and their knowledge. They installed sensors, tapping into that deep understanding of currents from the old charts. They built a communication array, providing hyperlocal, high-precision weather data, the kind satellites often miss.
So they weren't fighting the new tech. They were integrating with it, adding unique value because of their local knowledge.
Precisely. They took that generational wisdom about the sea and made it useful to the digital world. And then came the really clever part.
Which was?
They became consultants. They started advising the shipping companies, using their detailed local data to help correct the very algorithms that had once ignored them.
That's brilliant, turning their unique knowledge into a new service.
And they even helped guide new ventures, like aquaculture farms, using their sea knowledge for safe placement. They became stewards of the whole system.
From a fixed light to a dynamic information hub, a system that learned how to learn, really.
That's a great way to put it.
So this whole story, it really makes you think. If that perfect lighthouse beam was just a symbol, maybe even a symptom of their real purpose, What are the things you might be doing right now with flawless execution that don't actually serve the fundamental mission anymore?
Yeah, it's a crucial question. Are you spending your energy mastering the mechanics, polishing the brass of your current role? Or are you truly connected to that foundational purpose, the ensure safe passage carved into the stone of why your work exists? That's where the real potential for transformation lies, isn't it?